Joining us now, Republican candidate for the United States Senate in Virginia, retired Major General Bert Matt. General, thanks so much for being with us. Tell us what you're hearing from voters in the Commonwealth.
Well, first of all, thanks, Matt, for having me. It's a great day here in Virginia. I think today is the anniversary of the debate period for the Declaration of Independence, started on July 2nd. So we're hearing a lot of great things. Everywhere we go throughout the Commonwealth, we've traveled the far corners, and you don't realize how big Virginia really is until you really go down to the nooks and crannies in the Southwest, down in Hampton Roads in the Southeast, and even in Northern Virginia. It's pretty spread out between what we have in Arlington and Alexandria, and then you go out to Winchester. That's about a 2-hour drive. So every place we've gone, we've gotten great feedback. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the requirements to get on the ballot in Virginia for a statewide race, but you have to get 10,000 signatures, and it turns out about a third of them are not valid for whatever reason. So just going through that process, we met a lot of people. We ended up getting over 19,000 signatures to get on the ballot. So I'm not only proud of the way the people in the Commonwealth have shown a lot of energy in this year, which would normally be an off year. I mean, they're very energized, by the way. We were also able to get our name at the top of the ballot because we got our signatures in first, as well as getting the most in.
Virginia is so interesting to me because there's a bit of political whiplash. You had a Republican governor who was sensible. Now you have Democrats in charge who are trying to take people's guns away and raise taxes. How are moderate and independent voters reacting to such a rapid change in such a short period of time?
Well, everybody reacts in their own way, but I can tell you a lot of people with common sense see that this is a huge power grab. I mean, if they didn't believe it before, when they tried to redistrict Virginia from a 6-5 Democrat majority into a 10-1 Democrat majority, I think that showed how willing they are to overreach now that they're in power and they have the executive branch as well as the legislative branch. And so I think that showed a lot of the Virginians that we cannot trust the Democrats to govern in a fair, equitable way. And now we're also dealing with a number of other statutes that are going into effect on the 1st of July. One of them infringes upon the Second Amendment rights of gun owners that the U.S. Supreme Court has already said it's going to be unconstitutional, and I don't know why they can't just figure it out that a lot of these initiatives are not constitutional. And there's a couple of other initiatives that the new governor and the General Assembly are essentially trying to shove down people's throats with constitutional amendments in November. So the way I look at it is I think their power grab to try to redistrict from a 6-5 majority to a 10-1 majority is now being extended into trying to do the same thing along the lines with the pro-choice and restoring the felons' rights and some other amendments that they're trying to get on the ballot this November. I think that's going to further energize Republicans to come out and vote. So I don't think this is going to be a typical midterm year where when you have a Republican in the White House, the Republican Party loses. I think I'm in this race to win, and I came in with my eyes wide open, but I think Americans are getting a little tired of a lot of the things that the Democrats are trying to do.
Yeah, the Democrats that represent Virginia in the United States Senate are not moderates. They try to pretend like they're moderates during election season, but we've seen from these Democrat primaries that the rising movement among Democrats is in Democrat socialism. Are you using the successes of some of these socialists as an anvil to hang around the necks of your opponents to showcase to Virginians that if they vote for any Democrat, they're kind of voting for socialism?
You know, Matt, you're right on. I mean, just look at what's going on in New York and now Colorado, as well as our own state here in Virginia. I mean, Virginia was the birthplace of America. I mean, you know, America is a great experiment, but Virginia is where it was birthed with the, the father of the Constitution and the author of the Declaration of Independence, and of course our first president. So, but right now I'm in a primary. I've got 2 other opponents in this primary, even though the people who are really tuned in see me as a clear favorite in this race. I don't want to take anything for granted. We need to get all over the Commonwealth. We need to continue to educate our good Republicans. And a lot of them are already understanding what the Democrats are doing. But the way I look at it as a general, you do want to look beyond the next battle, but you don't want to ignore the battle that you're in. And so we're hitting the ground running. One of the challenges we have is because of the redistricting efforts, there was a huge referendum and basically it pushed the primary date back about 6 weeks. So we are looking at the general, and we will definitely remind everybody that this is not your grandfather's or even your father's Democratic Party we're contending with. They're trying to bring all the ills of different countries and cultures and places to America, and a lot of our immigrants, ironically, are coming here to escape from those the institutional values and cultures because they know there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of fraud, and unfortunately they're bringing that home here. And I will tell you, Matt, I spent 41 years in uniform taking care of other countries' problems, their borders, taking care of their freedoms, and it's a crying shame I come back here and I watch what's going on in our country and in our state, and I feel like I have to get remobilized to get in this race to continue the fight. And so we're in this fight now, and we're going to do everything we can to win in Virginia. And as Trump says, we want to make America great again, but I want to make America America again, given what's going on right now.
Yeah, I've got about 30 seconds left, General, but cost of living is forefront of the minds of so many voters. What are you telling folks about your plan to help?
Well, first of all, my opponent in the general election, Mark Warner, he's voted against the two biggest tax cuts since he's been the senator, and the Tax Cut and Jobs Act has brought down taxes for everybody. And so I'm going to fight on that. That put a lot of more money into people's pockets. And I think energy and housing are two areas I want to address squarely. I want to increase the capital gains exclusion for the sales of principal residences. And I want to start accelerating the deployment of small modular nuclear reactors, which will make energy more affordable and safer and more reliable for everybody.
By the way, the only reason that's not happening is because the special interests want to block it, because they want to continue to build the most expensive nuclear reactors, leading to higher costs for energy, when those modular nuclear reactors you're talking about would unlock so much American prosperity. General Bert, Mrs. Alwa, thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe out on the campaign trail.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So a lot of Americans are jumping.
Thank you for your time today, sir. We appreciate it.
In medication.
Okay, thank you. Please pass my thanks on to Matt.
Of course. Have a good 4th.
You